Hi everyone, welcome back to some more PMP Agile practice questions, ideal for preparing for an Agile certification like the Agile Certified Practitioner or the PMP exam, which is more heavily into Agile these days as well. Or it's just a great way to test your knowledge of Agile with your project team and a wonderful way to get up to speed. Let's get into the questions. Agile teams use different methods to manage their work in progress, or WIP. The business sponsor believes that removing the limits to work in progress so in other words, that limits how much work we take on during a given time box or a given iteration, usually around 2 weeks. So we can't take any more work on than this amount, for example. Okay, now it looks like the business sponsor believes that removing that work in progress limit will help the team take on more work and get their product delivered faster. Okay, this is a common thing and this will happen all the time. You know, someone from the business or the customer area will say, look, why don't we just push all of this work through as fast as possible? And usually with that, it actually has an inhibiting effect. So it actually has the bad effect on our team because they're working so hard and they're context switching between different tasks, and that takes time to get up to speed on the new task as well. So this is actually, it's counterintuitive. You know, it's not what you might think. And that's the beauty of having an Agile framework to deal with this. So what are we going to tell this business sponsor? You'll remove the work in progress limits to push as much work through as possible. Probably not based on that. We need to understand this and that it's actually not going to have the effect that we want. You'll dictate overtime and no holidays for the team to get things done. Now look, you'll probably see this happen in your business and in your career. This will happen. Probably not the ultimate best approach. You know, it can work and it can work for a while, but over time it will reduce morale and it will burn out your team, and then ultimately it'll have the opposite effect that you want. Work in progress limits ensure the team focuses on one main thing at a time and avoids the time cost of switching tasks. So every time you switch a task from this one to this one to this one, it might take 10 minutes, it might take 1 hour, it might take 2 hours, it might even take longer to get up to speed in order to get the work started on that next task. So there's a massive time cost there, not to mention, you know, that it reduces the morale because you're pushing too much, usually more than what a person is capable of. And work in progress limits are set with a reason in mind. And so work in progress can be seen on the Kanban board, so it doesn't matter what the limit is. Look, I mean, Kanban board does hold the work in progress limits, so however many cards are on the board, but that's why we have the limit in place. Let's go with answer C. I've waffled on for too long already. Answer C, that's great. In Agile, work is taken based on the team velocity or rate of work. The Kanban board shows that work in progress and who is working on what, which is why it's so great. And knowing the velocity allows you to ensure enough work is taken on, but not too much. Research has proven that multitasking or switching tasks actually reduces the effectiveness as the team gets up to speed again. Exactly what we were saying. That was our first question. I hope you did well. Let's get into the next one, and we can go a bit faster for this one, I think. You're working on an Agile team that includes many stakeholders who have not worked with an Agile project in the past. Okay, this is going to be good. Several stakeholders have some valid concerns about some Agile methods. Okay, fine. As a servant leader or a project coach, which is your typical Agile role, what will you do to make them more comfortable with the process? Okay, this is good. Will we educate the stakeholders, address their concerns, and keep them engaged? That seems promising. This is a collaborative approach, and our servant leadership, we're growing our people, we're informing them. We're not just not dictating, and we're not hiding away even. So we're still directly confronting the situation. B, tell them that it's worked in the past, so it will work here too. Look, some people may do this. Probably not the best approach, especially from a servant leadership point of view. We want to be growing and removing blockers. Dictate to the stakeholders that this is how all future projects must be executed. Now, some people may have the power to do this, like an executive, but even then, if you tell someone to do something and they haven't taken it on board, what's the saying? Those convinced against their will are of the same opinion still. So if someone doesn't believe it and doesn't believe in it themselves, then they're probably not going to do it over time. So that's a really great saying, and that's why this one is not going to work either. even though a lot of people will take that approach. And D, go back to a waterfall style project management method. Now look, waterfall has its place. Sometimes we need to use waterfall in low risk environments where we do just need one big bang release. And so, that's valid, but in this scenario, we want to be a servant leader and we want to coach and educate and bring everyone on board on the journey. So I think we're going to go with answer A, and here we are. Answer A, a servant leader includes the team in decisions and grows the team through education and coaching. And that's the beauty of an Agile leader and the way that they will lead, the way that we're determined to lead in Agile. How did you go? Let's check out the next question. You're working on an Agile project with stakeholders who are keen to know. Why is it so important to incorporate multiple touch points with them before, during, and after iterations? Oh, this is good. To raise and manage changes, to identify potential risks and issues. That seems perfect to me. That's why we touch base. That's why we interact with people. Okay, to inform stakeholders of the development team's direction. Not necessarily. The product owner should give us a direction by having a prioritized backlog of features that they want delivered. C, to ensure business executives hear about the team's value with multiple meetings. Not that one. You may have multiple meetings, but that's not what Agile is necessarily about, especially from reporting to an executive point of view. And D, to have them invest more time in the project so they are more committed. Not that one either. So definitely from an Agile point of view, we're wanting to interact frequently so that we can change and adjust if we need to. Let's go with answer A. Answer A. Frequent touch points in Agile are there to ensure the business features are reviewed regularly and they meet the stakeholders' expectations and that risks are addressed throughout the entire time that they're being developed. This is really great, and that's why stand-ups work and demonstrations and reviews of the product work and retrospectives work as well. It allows changes to be raised early. Quality is everyone's responsibility because we're always talking and interacting and checking if we're delivering the right thing. This is great. All right, I think we're on the next 2 questions. Last 2 to go. Teams, let's jump into this one. Teams use daily stand-ups to micro-commit to each other. Wonderful, a good start. Uncover and remove blockers and ensure that work flows smoothly through the team. What is not true about stand-ups? Well, they're often time-boxed to 15 minutes. That is true. The team walks through the Kanban or the task board. That is true. The team facilitator or anyone in the team can facilitate. That's also true. It doesn't have to be the Scrum Master. In fact, the Scrum Master should encourage team members to facilitate as well and grow their own leadership skills and servant leadership skills. And lastly, only people in the project team can attend. There's our incorrect answer there, because we want to be open and transparent, and that's part of, if someone attends from another area and they actually have an idea that's going to help us with our project, we want to know. And that's part of the interactions and the benefit of the interactions in an Agile approach. So let's go with answer D as the correct answer. There it is. Agile teams are open and transparent and encourage stakeholders to pull information and work when needed. Anyone can attend or learn or watch or contribute, and stand-ups are time-boxed to 15 minutes. The team walks through the Kanban board usually, and anyone in the team can facilitate as well and should be encouraged to do so. Now we're on our last question. Great job, guys. We're there. You nearly did it. Let's see how this one looks. Features are completed in an Agile project, usually in the form of multiple user stories. That's right, so multiple stories make up a feature that the product owner really, really wants and has prioritized, so high or low, when should we deliver it? When a feature is complete, the team periodically demonstrates the working product to the customer. That's a demonstration or a sprint review. So at the end of a sprint, what have we created? We're showing our customer, the business representative and or the product owner who represents the customer or the business. These demonstrations or reviews only occur at the end of a project when the stakeholders are available. No, at the end of each iteration we want. Often occur at the end of an iteration, or when enough features have been completed into a set that is coherent. Now that's important as well. Sometimes we don't have anything to demonstrate because we're still working through it and it's a little bit complex. But for this one, this is correct because sometimes we have enough stories to have been put into something usable and we can actually showcase that. So I think we're going to go with B. Let's look at the others. Often occur at the start of a project No, because we haven't developed anything to show yet, so not that one. And often occur when the team wants to, as they're so busy working anyway. Yes, we're busy, and that's why we have to prioritize this time to interact with our customer and make sure that we're doing the right thing. So let's go with answer B as the correct answer here. There it is. Agile sprint reviews or feature demonstrations occur at the end of an iteration or when enough cards or features have been completed into a set that can be showcased. Try saying that 3 times fast, although maybe I just got tongue-tied and maybe you can do it. And just like you've also done these 5 Agile questions and have automatically improved your Agile knowledge, I think that was a wonderful exercise, and I hope to see you in the next couple of videos. We're going to be doing more of these as well, and you'll be improving your knowledge on your way to your PMP or your Agile Certified Practitioner exam and certification. I think you're doing a fantastic job, and I absolutely know that you can pass these exams with a little bit of practice and a little bit of persistence. I'll see you in the next couple of videos. Bye for now.